ready to talk about those triggers. That's what it is.
All right. So
what gives you the triggers?
that right there.
Does it? You feeling it?
So
Getting a little itchy or something?
Should we explain what the frick we're talking about?
Yeah, you have to come in contact with something else that might also have.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
That's not it.
No.
Is it a tick?
Frick, come on.
What happened? No. Okay, so we're just like, what triggers us when it comes to comic books? Yeah.
And his
And
jokes.
they're just different interactions with
Things
people.
that like either make you super happy
Mm-hmm.
or super aggravated in a comic.
Well, I think I want to start with what aggravates me.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I want to end on a positive note.
And we have not talked about this, so if you steal mine, I am going to get up and leave.
You're right. We haven't.
Yeah.
Well,
don't you steal mine.
oh no, I'm nervous because I just thought of this other idea that we had about what I'm about to say, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. What I don't like about storytelling is time travel.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're fine. Because, well,
and yes.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Well, Jeff, does time travel work?
No.
Correct. Time travel. It doesn't work for me. It might work for you.
Lame.
It's
with the exception of Doctor Who, time travel doesn't work, and Back to the Future,
and Flashpoint.
And Flashpoint. I'll give you that. That was good too.
No, that was a good one. Like it's so hard. It's
lame.
It's lame. It's like lazy, boring storytelling, and that's probably like as harsh as I might be about anything. Like I just.
Although Chrononauts was great.
I liked Looper.
But it's like there's exceptions to the rule because Chrononauts, but it's Mark Millar. Like he wrote Chrononauts, right?
Yes.
It was him and Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that was great. That was a time travel book.
There you go.
And it was goofy.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And at one point they had like dinosaurs in like Egypt.
Yeah.
It was great.
But like I know, like for me, like if there's gonna be something time traveling, I'm just gonna be like,
I'm done.
It's gonna be really hard for me. Like if I like the character enough, you get one shot. You get like one issue.
Yeah.
Like tops.
And you have to be clever. It can't
That's the thing.
It can't be just like going back in time to change things.
I just thought of another trigger.
Yeah. Don't you steal mine? You can't do two. And if you steal with your two,
it's like activism in the comic books. It's like there was
what's like activism? Time travel?
No, not like time travel. Like when someone has a specific agenda that they're trying to push on,
and they're not even clever enough to like mask it.
I don't care what someone's trying to sell unless it's just good.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want good story. You could put most anything into a story, but I'm with you. If it's good, I'm gonna think it's good, right? Like you shouldn't use an agenda to sell me what it is. It needs to have quality.
Story first,
yes.
Agenda second.
Yeah.
Because if you're a clever writer, you should be able to work whatever like beliefs, whatever like world thoughts you have, like just whatever you want to talk about. If you're a good writer, you can cleverly work that into the story, and it's either masked enough that most people don't notice, or it's clever enough that people admire it.
Yeah, like
it's one or the other. And there's nothing worse than just like somebody just stomping through with like, here's my agenda. Yep. Like, and I don't care about the story because I want to tell you how wrong you are if you disagree.
Yeah, there's a writer out there who writes a book. I wish I could remember his name. I did get to meet him at a con. He writes Symmetry.
Matt Hawkins.
Matt Hawkins, thank you.
Yeah.
That guy's passionate about what he does. It's really cool. He's got this really sweet sociology section at the end of this book, Symmetry.
Oh, they're so cool.
And it's so cool to see like where he's coming from to get these ideas, and like half of it, like I don't agree with. But it's still interesting to learn about. It's
so interesting.
Yeah, and to see like how that gets woven into this world and into this story that I do enjoy. Yes. Like, so he might even believe in everything I don't.
We're going to have to talk about Symmetry.
We are totally going to have to.
That's a good book.
It's because like cuz guess what? I'm in. Like, I am sold on that book. I look forward to reading that book.
Oh, it's a good one.
And it's so cool to learn about stuff even that I might not agree with.
Correct.
But it's a good story, and it's used in a way that like you can appreciate.
It's clever.
Yes.
I always use the word clever. It's you're right. Like, there's things that Matt Hawkins says on, like, Twitter, and he shared some of his personal beliefs, and I'm emphasis on personal beliefs, and I'm cool with that, because he can believe things that he wants to believe, and nobody can tell him not to.
No. You could, but you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you're just being a jerk.
Well. Yeah.
And I loved that he included, like, inspirations and, like, things that he studied and read about that, like, led to him making these decisions in the book. It was so good, and you're 100% right. Like, I don't necessarily, like, agree with everything that he talked about. Like, you know, I believe this and this and this, so this is why I wrote this. But it was so nice to see into his mind, like, how his mind worked. And he did it so well that you, as you're reading this book, there's no way you could, I think there's like 12 or 15, like there's a bunch at the end, right? On the different books. Like he lists like a bunch.
He gives you links that you can like reference.
What I was saying, like there's no way you could read the book before you get to that point and pinpoint all of those things.
Yeah.
Because he not hides, but
places.
They're driven into the story. They drive the story. They drive the characters. They're part, like they're woven in to like build the world. It's all good stuff. What are you freaking doing?
You drive it in.
Is that how you drive? You're never driving me anywhere.
That's fine, because I'll get
Don't
there
you drive
myself.
like? You ever not wondered why like people on TV drive like this? You ever driven like this? You're all over the damn road. Driving like a drunk person. I've never said like, oh, look at me drive. I've never driven like I drive like this. Or actually, I drive a stick, so I'm like this.
I'm sometimes like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just
For a
drive.
second there, I was like, what are you doing?
You drive to the bottom of it.
Don't drive.
You drive with the bottom, and I just. That's how I drive.
Put that away.
Are you sure?
No.
Cool. So what are some negative triggers? What's a negative?
Number one.
Number
like the
one.
minute we mentioned we were going to talk about this at the end.
Yeah.
Like it popped into my head immediately. Reboots.
Ooh.
There is nothing in my current comic mindset that will get me to stop reading dang near everything than a reboot.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I have been through, I can't even count them all. If you include both Marvel and DC, I cannot count the amount of reboots that I have had forced upon me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a choice. And there's like good story arcs going on. They're like, oh, we're going to reboot the universe. And then they reboot it, and then the character that you loved is off doing a new thing. And it's not even like, oh, God.
Or they become a different character entirely. Or maybe a different gender entirely.
Or they become dead.
Or just like so much can change that you thought there was a character, but now it's not that character. And it's just like, what's happening?
Or they become like a different person.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, okay, I grew up with the Hulk being Bruce Banner.
Okay.
Currently, he is not Bruce Banner. He's Amadeus Cho, I believe is the character's name.
Okay.
Because they rebooted the world, and that's who they decided they wanted to be the Hulk.
Right.
Now, mind you, I read a couple of the issues. I wanted to check it out, see what it was about. I like Amadeus as the Hulk.
Sure.
I believe it's Amadeus. I think it's Amadeus.
I know it's Cho.
Yeah, it's Amadeus Cho, I think.
I don't know. All right.
Anyways, doesn't matter. I dig it. Like, it gave a little more personality to the Hulk, right?
Okay.
Like, you know,
just what the Hulk could be.
Yeah, just a different version of the Hulk. He's a little sassier.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a little more fun.
Sure.
He's not the raging behemoth.
Yeah.
But see, now here's my problem with that.
Yeah.
The Hulk is a raging behemoth.
Uh-huh.
So while the new version of the Hulk is great.
Yep. And,
you know, I get what they're trying to do with, like, you know, they want to add diversity. And bravo, Marvel, because your counterpart was just like, screw it, we're just going to cater to white guys. You know, so that's cool. But I feel like they could have introduced a new character. And see, now we're going to go down a path because then they have to build that character and people like reject that and blah, 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 blah. So I get what they're doing, but that's what triggers me. Because you just lose certain things. Like, Wolverine's dead. Spoilers.
Sorry. Whoops.
Yeah.
But
so Wolverine's currently dead in the Marvel universe.
Well, he's been dead for a while.
But then they brought him back as Old Man Logan because they rebooted the universe.
Right. And see, that's the thing. The other thing that triggers me is alternate planes, different dimensions, a separate universe, the multiverse, Earth 2s and
oh my gosh!
Like, I don't care about Batman on Earth 2. He doesn't mean anything to me. I want
bad
to
as
know,
time travel.
It is. It absolutely is.
Because it gives them an out.
Yes. Like,
I'm gonna kill a character, but when I'm ready to bring him back, I'll just bring him back from Earth 47.
Or it turns out that the character that got killed was from Earth 47, and the one that you knew was safe all along.
Oh my gosh, I'm seriously like the rage is building.
Wow, we are ranting,
dude.
We're getting to a point of full on pitchfork.
We did not think the triggering thing through.
No,
we're actually getting angry.
It has been pulled,
dude, because it's so stupid. Like, it's so stupid. You can't have 30,000 versions of a character. It's lame.
It is.
Yeah, anyways, guess who doesn't do that? Indie comics. That's who. They don't do that because they just write their 12-issue story and they give it to you and then they're done and it's great and there's no reboot. I almost went build like yeah. Anyways, so, Papa going to I don't know what's happening right now. This is what happens as it gets later.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm so glad we do this topic. At least we're like weird topics that we do at the end because we just stopped caring.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so there's our negative triggers. We don't like things, certain things. Okay, but
hey, guess
what brings you the joy in your comic fun bag?
You know, what's funny is that I had something.
Did you forget?
I got too mad. And I don't know.
Your anger killed you.
Okay, well, I did. Okay. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
Like what? Well, like something that comics do that, like.
Yeah. What brings the good?
Okay, so it's when they expand on an already developed character. Okay, and I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So when Wolverine died,
yeah,
I loved what they did with his character because they took a foundation, which was his healing factor, right?
Right.
And then they cleverly got rid of it, right? He got it was gone, and they used that to develop a different Wolverine.
Okay.
It's like he had his whole life. He just, he was fine. Right? He could never get hurt and all these things heal. But then in the Death of Wolverine, he's getting hurt. And the best part of this was they took a core ability of his, but then left the character because he's hurt, he's dying, but he doesn't stop. Like he's that Wolverine, I'm going to get it done. And I'm going to if you haven't read it, he's going into this facility and to do a thing, and I don't want to spoil it because it's great.
Yeah.
But the core of Wolverine is he's that that unstoppable force. He sets his mind on a thing and he's gonna finish the bad guys. And you realize in that story, it's not his healing factor that keeps him doing that.
Okay.
It's that's his character. His healing factor just lets him do it more than once because he died at that one.
Yeah.
But I like when they expand on characters. I like when they put him through turmoil that really challenges the core of their character.
Okay.
To expand on the depths of their personality.
Right.
Here's one that's gonna maybe irk some people.
Okay.
The current Captain America.
Oh, that's right.
With Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
So if you were living in a cave or buried in a hole somewhere, Captain America has been brained a dude. Whatever. Yeah.
The brain.
Yeah. And he now believes that Hydra was good, and he's like a
Hydra member.
Yeah, he's a Hydra member, and he's infiltrated.
Yeah.
The thing he's with. The reason why I like that, and I read the first few issues, but like I said, I'm just kind of over the superhero thing. The reason I liked it, and maybe they've changed it by now, but was I had a feeling that the reason they did that change was to show who Captain America was. That he always does the right thing. That's his core.
Right.
So just because he was raised Hydra, when he starts to see actual injustice, I think he's gonna they're gonna bring out that character of the core of Captain America cannot be affected regardless of when we take certain aspects of his personality or anyways.
But it's the challenge of getting through all that.
It's that challenge of getting through that. I love that. You will hook me on a book if I think that's what you're gonna do.
But it sounds like you've already been reading this book. It sounds like you've been reading it.
Yes.
Because I don't know if that kind of character challenge happens in issue 1 because you don't care about that character yet, right?
I have prior to Hail Hydra, I had only read a John Romita Jr. drew. I don't remember who wrote it.
You knew the Cap.
I know who Cap. Yeah.
But but I'm wondering what will trigger you about a book in a good way before you even read it. You know, like what's that initial spark before you get into it?
Sure. So, book that I just read today, Ether.
Yes, that's right.
So what like triggered because I couldn't.
Why pick up Ether? Yeah, why even try it? What was the trigger that made you try it?
So the premise was clever to me.
Yep.
I like the idea that like he's like the Sherlock Holmes in a magical world,
trying to use science to prove magic.
Prove magic wrong.
Yeah.
So I like that. It was clever to me.
Yeah.
What got me was
the twist.
Well, not only the twist. That was such a good twist.
I don't want it.
I wrote about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. What really got me was they developed that guy's character pretty solid. Like you get a firm grasp of who he is in the first issue. So like he wholehearted like I'm gonna trigger people by saying science is his religion. Like he believes that science can and always will, with time, answer all questions, regardless if it looks like magic. Even in a magical world where magic is actually happening, science will win out. And I like that.
Nice.
Because I have a feeling that they're going to put him through that ringer and see what comes out the other end.
Okay.
Love it.
There you go.
So did you find a happy thought?
Yeah, I found some happy thoughts, guys.
Sweet.
I'm going to get a place.
Peter, you're doing it.
Yeah. I can eat the food now.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Which was just whipped cream.
Turns out that's all you need.
And, or frosting.
In a land that doesn't even really exist.
Dude, I'm hungry, and that food in my mind is looking good.
That was your bad.
Oh, dang it.
Yep. I thought of some things. The things that might trigger me about my initial interest in a book are just genre, like post-apocalyptic. Dude, right?
What? You, speak to my soul. I just want to say that. Because you say answers, and then when you say them, internally, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. What's stupid is I write about it. I'm such a better writer than I am a talker.
A
talkeringer.
That's right. I talk more than I write. I don't know.
Okay, so genre?
Like post-apocalyptic, sci-fi and fantasy.
Sci-fi.
But the things that I like about those are good things, and they'll always catch my eye.
Yeah.
But the things that'll catch both my eyes are mashups of these genres. Like Kingsway West. It's a Western fantasy. It's a Western fantasy.
Okay, here
in an alternate
I need to ask that we don't talk about that book right now.
Yep.
So we can talk about it in depth next week.
Absolutely.
Because that book.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it makes me happy in the fun parts.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that
so
too.
Good.
Those are good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so those are things like mashups. You know, it's funny because when it comes to T-shirt designs, I can't stand mashups. I think online, it's
this is coming from the guy who has a mashup on his phone.
Look, I wasn't done. Okay, I'm just saying. And my phone case is super dope. It's Fire Temple Charmander. Okay.
I don't like mashups.
Maybe I'm turning a new leaf.
I don't like mashups except when I do.
Darn right.
I can't.
I don't know. Maybe it's the cleverness of the mashup. I don't know. But again, genre mashups are a lot easier for me to like than T-shirt mashups. So
I'm with you on the T-shirt mashups because there's usually super hokey.
Clever.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yep.
Sci-fi.
Yep.
Hi, Tokyo Ghost.
Hi. Yep, that's a thing.
So is that I meant to ask you last week and I forgot. Was it last week we talked about Tokyo Ghost? Whenever we talked about Tokyo Ghost.
Yeah.
What? So you said it left this vacuum.
Yeah.
This comic book vacuum.
Yeah.
That a hole that needs to be filled.
Yes.
Right? And I'm just curious, can you pinpoint, because now we're talking about triggering.
Right.
What it was about Tokyo Ghost that impacted your reading to that degree? Because I've had a couple books over the years that have done that, but clearly something in Tokyo Ghost hits your happy trigger, in the best way possible, right? Because you just said, it made you so happy to read that book that now that it's done, nothing things just don't taste as good. There's less color in the world,
right.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what was it? Do you know, what exactly?
Well, if there was really less color in the world, I just need you to bust into that Pokemon gym, because Jeff is the sex of Pokemon.
Let me tell you what, I'm gonna Pleasantville the crap out of Pokemon. Team. I don't know how cameras work. Team instinct.
Yeah.
It's me and my wife, and that's it.
guys you're great together, so that's good. And so Tokyo Ghost, there was a relatability, like honestly,
to what?
To the addiction to the internet.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Like I can say that I'm not addicted to anything right now, but there was things in my life that I definitely had.
You have experienced the addiction.
Some of that, and with that being in Tokyo Ghost, and I'm kind of just realizing this right now, guys. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
There was definitely a relatability there that I was obviously getting something out of.
It's interesting you say that because I think that was probably one of the initial draws for me when they introduced the internet as a drug. I was like, this is so close to being real. Yeah. Like he took it just far into the sci-fi world that was like, okay, this isn't real.
Right.
But then you read it and you're like,
yeesh.
But this is like a 10 and I think we're at like an 8. You know what I mean? Like it was just enough realism to where you're like, oh God, this could be real.
Right.
Okay, so the relatability.
There was some relatability. Okay. It was the mashup factor.
Yeah, you had the two, the sci-fi and the post-apocalyptic.
It was the intensity.
Dude, that book was intense. I'll give you that for sure.
Right?
Ooh, wow, that book. It was nonstop gas pedal down.
Yeah, but it wasn't in like a gratuitous way.
No.
Like there was purpose.
Everything.
Behind everything.
Every book had a point and a purpose, and it was nailed it.
Yeah, and the way that it drove with that purpose, like with the gas pedal.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Yeah, and it was nice because you never really, you didn't realize it. Like, it never felt exhausting. Like, I've read books where, like, the gas pedal doesn't stop, and you're, like, tired at the end.
Yeah.
So, but Tokyo Ghost, there was moments of, like, relieving, yourself in there. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. It's nuts. And I love it. So there's good things. But I thought of some other triggers for me.
Happy triggers?
Happy triggers that are good things for me that will draw me to it, will draw me in my interest. And these are more genres or themes, I guess.
So, like, maybe some stereotypical aspects of genres?
Yeah,
Sam will get there.
Yeah, I want to say they're more themes, like morals, even. Or, like I am a sucker for the coming of age story.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know about you.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It gets me, especially if there is a father-son issue. If there is a father-son...
Okay, so, like, there's, like, conflict between father and son.
Any sort of father-son relationship.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be... conflicts are usually more interesting.
Yeah, they get along. It's kind of boring.
Right. But then something might happen to the dad and he dies. And
okay, so they build, like, the love and then the son's shattered type
right,
thing.
Sort of thing.
That's good. That's good. That's a good twist, too.
Yeah. But the coming of age story.
Okay.
Yeah, like Plutona. I bought that book specifically because the way like I read about it was like, this looks like a coming of age story.
Is that why you like Joyride? Because there's very much a coming of age in that?
And sci-fi. It's a sci-fi coming of age story.
That explains a lot.
Yep. I mean, gosh, I don't know what it is about the youths out there. You know, I have a heart
for the youths.
For the youths. You know, like I've done social work with them before. Is that a thing?
Is there a question mark at the end of that?
Maybe. What I was a high school youth group leader.
Yes.
And so doing that kind of ministry is what it was. I guess I care because I've been through ish, right?
Yeah.
And like if I can, and so there's ish that I can relate to, and there's ish that I can like help other people get through or understand. And gosh, like I don't even know if it's like about me in what I have related to or with or what I care about, but I'm just a sucker for the coming of age story, man.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like to me like it's just it hits that like very personal.
Yes.
And so if the writer's good, they know how to like draw you into that character, and then they hit that moment of like either conflict or like devastation, and then you're like, oh, that's cool. I'm just gonna sit here and cry while I read this. Yeah, or that type of deal. Yeah, and I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, because there's always some kind of like conflict, some self-conflict that they have to overcome or grow, and I love that.
I love the come from behind hero.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. Love him.
Nice.
Like I like he was the character. I didn't care about Frodo. Like I didn't care about him throwing that freaking ring in there. Even that was like a come from behind deal too as well. But like Aragorn was like, you know, he abandoned his past and like he's living a different life. Like those when you start to throw those little aspects of like into this, like the Strayer. Strayer's a good one. I know he's like a king of the world somewhere or whatever.
Sure.
But they're just hinting at it.
You're right.
It's like he's running from his past, but then he has to embrace like, you know, what he truly is as a character. Like that's what Aragorn did, right? Like he was like he ran from his past, and then he finally came to this point where he was like, I gotta stop running. I gotta like, you know, step up and just be who I actually am instead of who I thought I should be. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, all right, that ends our therapy session for the night.
Whew, I feel better.
But I had no idea we were gonna get deep like that.
Gosh.
That's supposed to be the goofy subject for the night,
right?
And now I'm gonna have to I need to call my therapist and I'm gonna be like, listen, last night's episode triggered me. What were you guys talking about? Triggering.
Oh no.
Who could have seen it coming?
Oh man, it's funny how that works.
But yeah, there we go.
That's it. Hey,
aftershock.
Aftershock.
Pulling out, and getting triggered in all the best, worst ways.
And the other way, too.
I don't know.
So this has been The Meltdown, your weekly show where two grown men care way too much
about comic books.
Yeah. And
we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you next week where we'll care about comic books maybe a little more than we did this week.
Just curious when he's going to stop talking.
I don't know. When should I stop talking? Hey, but if you
oh my gosh, it's still going.
Yeah, if you want to join the conversation, use the comment section because we'll read them and we'll respond, and we might even mention some thoughts on the show. What if that happened? Wouldn't that be neat?
Also, if you enjoy the show, give it the thumbs up button down. It turns out it's on my side.
So nice.
Down there.
Yep.
And then the subscribe button is over. So I think it's over there. Yeah. God, look at those white arms. Look at that. It's just. I need sun.
Keep those.
Seriously, like if I do that in front of your shirt, I'm gonna disappear.
Yep, because they're white.
See you, everybody,
and see us on the Twitters. Oh, because you might enjoy reaching out to us there as well.
This is the longest ending ever.
It is.
So hey, what's your Twitter handle?
You can find me at the Sweetest Brag.
And then mine is at Comic Devour. And then
this show is also under at Reverse Meltdown.
There you go.
Sweet. We'll see you out there. Thanks for joining us.
This may or may not be the end. Who knows?